Hey guys, what's up? Brandon here, and the holiday season is right around the corner, and you may be looking at a new LEW'S Baitcast reel for you or for one of your family members. Well, I want to go over one of my favorite reels, and that's because of price point and performance. It really just fits in the middle. It's not too expensive, it's not too cheap, just a good all-around reel. And that was the original, the white custom reel. And they've recently released the second gen, which is the black reel, and today I'm gonna go over kind of the likes and dislikes, the upgrades they've made to this reel, and hopefully help you narrow in on a decision to buy this reel or not. All right, first I'm gonna go over to some of the upgrades they've made to the new reel, the Gen 2, which is the black model here. So the first thing is you can probably tell is the frame. They have actually changed the frame. It's still called the SLP frame. They just changed the nose of it a little bit. I actually kind of prefer the old look over the new look. It's a little bit, this one's kind of more Corvette nose, pointy. This is just rounded off a little bit. That's the main kind of difference in the frame and the body overall look. They've also changed the knobs. They're no longer wind grip knobs. They've changed it to kind of this paddle style. I think that has to do with some of the pros prefer the paddle style over the rounder or even wind material. The biggest probably gear change to the performance wise is they've added the P2 pinion gear, super pinion gear, which basically all that is a bigger gear. So it's more stout. It allows just kind of longevity of the reel. It makes it a little bit smoother because the gearing's a little bit beefier. Also, to aid into that smoother, more precise gearing is the speed gear they've added, which is basically a heavier duty gear that's cut on a machine that cuts a little more precise, so the actual teeth align better in the grooves, so there's a less slip. You're reducing wear of the reel over time, so it's going to last a little bit longer. So those are the two big upgrades they've made to the gearing and the overall performance. And it's all at the same price. So they've upgraded the gearing and the frame and everything, and it's all still at that $179.99. And this a slight change is probably because it's a little bit smaller. The weight's a little bit different. It went from 6.6 to 6.4. There's a little bit of weight difference, not that you can really tell with that. And then, like I said, the size comparison. The new one's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit more palmable, I would say. The biggest thing with precision casting, with these kind of this SLP frame, is they're built for target casting. They're very precise and accurate with your cast. And the big reason for that is the distance between the spool here and the actual guide there. And this one's just barely, the distance is a little bit shorter than the original custom, which is this one's going to be a slightly more accurate, I believe, with casting because of that distance. When you have less distance here, it basically creates less play with your line when it goes through that hole there, and just allows the line, similar if you think of a spinning reel. That's why it's harder to be precise with a spinning reel, because of the line whip that it has coming off the spool. It has similar with this, but obviously much reduced because of how far the line has to go to that. So the smaller the distance there, typically cuts down on any line whip or motion in that guide, and it makes your bait fly a little more accurate. It also helps with backlashing and all that. Okay, so some of the likes and dislikes I have, I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty small change. But so the old one had this weird, which you may have, if you've had an old one, that was one of the only issues I really had with it, was this side plate kind of had some play in it, and sometimes it just wouldn't snap on there because of how the actual plate came off, which is this clip thing on the back here. It just never snapped back into place real well. I think they tried to be kind of innovative with that and change the location to make it more streamlined. Just, in my opinion, didn't work out. Probably the reason why they've changed it kind of back to this original way, where you have this little pin that you pull out here on this side. The braking system's the same. It's still the multi-setting brake, which is you adjust it on the outside and the inside. The brakes haven't changed, but I like the way the side plate mounts. I feel like that'll make this reel a little bit more durable. Another thing is not that the gear ratios, it's only offered in a 7.5 and an 8:3. The old one was kind of the same, offered in a 6.8, which is nice. I wish they offered it in a 5.3-1 or 6.2-1 or something, even 6.4-1 would be great. All right, so if you were a big fan of the old one, I mean, it really hasn't changed much. If anything, that's improved. The look obviously has changed, but with the gearing, with the P2 pinion and the speed gears, it's pretty inexpensive, $180 reel, but it's got that aluminum frame, so it's strong. It's gonna last a long time. And overall, just one of my favorite reels, and I'll keep buying more of them. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.